Yeah, I hope you have a very jolly, 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 jolly day. It's Lydia, and I'm coming again with Be Fruitful and Be Greatest. I hope you can hear me. I'm still uncertain with how to place the mic, but I think it's working. Anyway, I'm here with something that I have experienced in through my work. I have a thinking that when people come to Denmark, or it's from my experience, when people come to Denmark and they cannot speak the language, and they are maybe just students, they are here for just 3.5 years, some are here for only 5 years. The tendency is that people think it's not important to learn the language of the land, which I think is a bit unthinkable to have that as a thought. Because anywhere you go, the language that people speak also constitutes the thinking, the mentality, the tradition, and the culture of the land. And for one to be integrated or included in any system, you have to understand the language, because the language exposes you to the culture, it exposes you to the tradition, and it also exposes you to a better network. If you cannot network, if you cannot learn the culture, if you cannot learn the traditions of the land, you will be halfway into the country all the time. And you will be thinking everything is tough. I learned that without anybody telling me, because I am a person who loves culture. I love learning languages. I just love to throw myself in when I go into something. I learn quickly, then I can sort out what I need and what I don't need. So it becomes easy for me to find work, to get what I want, to mingle with the people that I want to mingle with, not the people that are only available. So, my encouragement to people who come out of Denmark is this, or from any country, you go to another country, learn the language first, adapt the culture for use, meantime use, because there's some things you might not want about the culture. And thank you for those who are watching. Thank you. You might not like the culture. So just throw out those things that you don't want after you have learned them. Learn the traditions. Food is part of learning the tradition. There are people who, when they put Danish food in the, but listen, that food is going to teach you something, and it's going to wake some sensors in your brain, and that will make it easy for you to be included in the society. If you ask me how many times I would go knock on a Danish door to look for work and I find it, it's almost 0 out of 100 that I would knock and they don't tell me, oh, we can help you with this and this. If they don't give me the work, they will tell me the next person who's going to help me, and it's going to be a closed deal. So I'm saying this because I'm doing good. Thank you. Oh, I'm watching since 5 minutes. Oh, thank you. Good time. Tina M. Hello. So the thing that I'm trying to say is this. I'm talking about this because I have employed a lot of people, especially from India and Africa, and some Danish people, some Polish people. But what I've noticed, especially from the Indian culture, I don't know if I can say India, all of them, but the Asian culture, apart from Chinese, I've never employed somebody Chinese. Okay, good time. You can share something. You can just drop it in my thing. So what I'm saying is this: most times in India, they raise their children like this. This is my understanding. I've never been to India. Don't crucify me on this. But my understanding of the Indian culture, or maybe the Asian culture, is this: they have their children, they make the food for them, they clean the house for them, they do everything for them. Why am I saying that? Because mostly when I employ somebody from India, Nepal, or Sri Lanka, the way they clean is like they've never held a mop, they've never held a broom, they've never vacuumed their whole lives. And when I ask them, they tell me this: my mom did everything for me. Can you cook? No, my mom used to, so, but I'm going to learn, which is fine. But I don't think you help your children when you do everything for them. Now, let me take you to Africa. When I employ an African person, there's only one who has ever told me, "Oh, I can't do this work." Only one. And I've had about 7 African employees in my company. So This particular one, I don't know, she just said the work is too hard because maybe she's worked in a bank, and in Africa, status is also a thing. But listen, when you come to a place like Denmark, you can use a mop to make money. You can be boiling water for people to make money. You can be selling tissues to people to make money. This is not Africa. There's nothing embarrassing about you getting a mop and fixing. I make money from just using a mop and a vacuum cleaner. I literally started with these three things: a mop stick, a bucket, and a vacuum cleaner. Don't ask me how much I make. I just you should just know I'm able to travel 4 times in a year to Africa. I'm able to actually do philanthropic work. I'm able to pay my own for my own space here. I am able to drive in a car. I will not tell you much, but that's for you to think and understand that even with a mop and a bucket and a mop stick, you can make it here in Denmark. So this thing of thinking it has to be listen, you're just enslaving yourself. Don't ever think like that, because there's money in everything that you can move your hands with here in Denmark. It could be a different story in Africa, which I refute because I had started. I just wanted to try and see what I would do. I literally sold products for 1,200 kwacha in Zambia in one day. So I know everywhere you go, if you understand the language, the tradition, the culture, the gates open for you. So, dear parents from the Asian countries, teach your children from when they are young. I've seen the Chinese are good at this. They teach their children chores. Let your children clean the house. Let your children help with cleaning the dishes. Let your children help with everything in the house, because the society they come to, it is of people who think. I've heard a lot of this from the people that I work for, like the companies that I work with. When I take somebody from India, they go like, that one. They can't even do anything. If you bring them again in the next week and they do the same way, we are going to fire your company. Have you seen the risk that I have to go through? And it's always people from either Sri Lanka, Nepal, or India. Never from any other place. But when you bring somebody from Africa, that one, she was full of energy. Oh, that was really good. And she's trying to speak Danish. It could be the language from the Asian countries is a bit hard to combine with Danish because the words are like north and south. But that does not constitute failure to learning. You can learn. One day, if you just have one word every day, today you say good day, tomorrow you say tak, the other day you say ha in good day, the other day you say favel. In 5 days, you have 5 new words. You can make a joke about it and you will learn. So please, 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 let me just encourage you. Those of you who are from outside and you go into a different country, learn the language, learn the culture, learn the traditions, and you will navigate with ease. And people will be your friends. And it's the number of friends you have that constitute how much money you put in your pocket. That was my advice for you today. And as always, I want to end my day with energy. Enjoy yourselves and have a wonderful day. Start packing to go back to where you come from because Trump is sending you. I've heard about that Trump issue anyway. And then why don't they do what they move to the US? Yeah, and maybe I should tell these people to move to the US. But listen, they're already here in Denmark, and I think Denmark is going to be a good place for them. So, anyways, that was thank you for the sharing, and thank you for the hitbacks for those of you who've been live. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. And somebody says, hair dog, I clean for a living. Very, very true. You can make so much money from doing anything. You should just put your mind to it and just get on with the program. It's about getting started. Everything one day at a time. I know we can all do great things. So be fruitful and be greatness. This is how I end my videos. Bye. Have a wonderful day. Don't they need to go to citizenship? Yeah, they have to, but some of them are students, so they don't see the need to actually do all these things. But it's necessary because when you come here in Denmark, you can literally pay for your own school fees. It's not like in Africa where your parents have to do that, because in Africa, maybe the jobs that you get can only earn you a third or maybe even just a quarter of what you have to pay for your school fees. So yes, the students that come here, they have to learn that when they are here, it's about integration for you to actually thrive in Denmark. That's the way it is. Yeah, same. Thank you so much. Enjoy yourselves. Bye bye.